Hey YouTube, it's Prime13 again with another Transformers video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Studio Series Transformers Devastation Deluxe Optimus Prime. And, whew boy, I've been hot and cold with this guy since I got him in the mail today, and like, geez, I don't know how to feel about him. Like, there's so many things I like, and there's a lot of things I don't like, and I'm just sort of mixed on him. Like, one minute I'll be like, man, this thing sucks about him, and I wish they had done this. And the other minute I'm like, oh my god, this thing looks amazing. I love this little guy. So, I'm sort of all over the place with this guy. Not gonna lie. But we'll start with a quick look at the box. Here we got a cool shot of Optimus. There we got him in vehicle mode. Transformers Studio Series, Transformers Devastation, Optimus Prime. And just a cool mugshot there. Optimus Prime, Devastation, got our Devastation logo, got that wraparound artwork, Autobot symbol, deluxe class, and we got more logos, and we got words and legal jargon, and words and legal jargon, and our product shots, and we got our little feature with Matrix, we got a shot from the game, and our little logo, or not logo, bio. Optimus Prime stops the Decepticons from turning Earth into a new Cybertron. Yeah. That's it for the box. No inside insert this time because nobody really cared about this anyway. And here we have the figure itself. And yeah, there's a lot to love and a lot to hate. I'm not gonna lie. I think that the robot mode is definitely the stronger of the two modes by a significant margin, but it's definitely far from perfect. He does come with a accessory axe, and you can plug it into his back here. There are these two slots on this sort of backpack piece. You can see there's sort of an angled slot on each side, and you can plug this big red tab, like so, onto either one. Works both ways, so whatever your preference is. And he can hold said axe if you just stick it into his hand. And honestly, I think the axe looks terrible, and it feels like they used too much of the paint budget just painting this thing, because as you can see, it's actually red plastic, not orange. And yeah, the trail effect looks kind of wacky. But yeah, there's that. And his other little accessory, if you open his chest, he does have a matrix of leadership. It's just a flat gray plastic, whitish gray. If you just push on one side of it, it'll pop loose. And it does have the little notches like the Transformers 1 Studio Series 1 did. So you can just put it into these notches in his hand. Then a little notch right there. And hold it properly. You pretty much got to outstretch his hands all the way. But come on. There we go. But there you can have him light our darkest hour and whatnot. And he does pose decently well. So there's that. We'll go ahead and open up his chest here. Put that back in. And we'll just go over his details a little bit here. First and foremost, I absolutely love the head sculpt. I think they really nailed it. It's definitely got that cartoonish look down. It's nicely rounded. It's even got that roundness to the faceplate. Got his blue eyes. I think they're at least coming through a little bit here. Got some gray there on his head crest. He does have a nice bright white Autobot symbol, and he does have those lovely cell shaded windows. I really want them to do more of the cell shading paint jobs on figures, because I think it just looks so much better. And I would rather have that than the clear plastic we keep getting. I think this is they should go with this instead. He does have his, ab grill. Does have his gray stripe bit there. You can sort of see some of the blue from his hands on this piece here. And that does bug me a little bit, but not as much as when I first saw it. The smokestacks do come separate. They just peg in. There's a peg and a tab that go into his shoulder here, so they don't spin around or anything like that. But there's no need for them because they actually got the clearance proper on this one. That was one of the few things that kind of bugged me about the 86 Commander Prime, is that the arms bumped into the smokestack, so they made him spin. But yeah, he does have quite a few hollow bits. That is another sort of issue, especially on like the thighs and the forearms. The lower legs, there's that gap there, but for the most part this is all, there's stuff there, so there's a reason that it's not completely solid. And you know, it is a deluxe, so I don't expect everything to be totally solid. It does have the sort of janky wheel fanny pack thing going on here. And this one's a little more annoying than the Earthrise because it does move up and down a little bit, but it doesn't really move a lot. And for some reason this one tends to, because you're supposed to tab them into, yeah, see, it does that instead of tapping. For some reason the tab is a little thick on this side, but like I can get it in, like there it's tabbed in, and this side tabs fine, but for some reason this one likes to just pop off. So there are some downsides there. Still got a little bit of hollowness there, but aside from that, I do really dig the robot mode. I like the way these gas tank bits on his leg look. The wheels, I kind of wish they folded away all the way, but it's not a huge deal. They don't stick out as much when I'm like looking at the overall robot. And like I'm usually focusing on the upper torso area. I think they used a really good red, and again those windows with the cell shading paint just really pop, and the head sculpt is really good. Do get some yellow there on the crotch and a tiny bit of blue. One thing that I didn't notice until I knew about it, but it didn't really stand out to me until I had him in hand, is there is this little slot here on one of his legs, which is how you store this in the vehicle mode, and it bugs me more than I thought it would. It doesn't like annoy the heck out of me, but I can't really ignore it anymore, so that it is a little annoying. He does have some decent ankle tiltage, and his feet do tap in if you want them to be a little more solid. No filler on that ankle tilt, so you know you will have that gap, but you know, for the most part you're not really gonna have him, you know, doing the splits too much. You're probably just gonna have him doing that, you know, A stance or whatever it's called. But overall, I do like the robot mode for the most part. It does, and I can't really say why exactly, but for some reason the plastic feels really good in hand. Like maybe it's because, like, you know, they skipped on the budget in other places, like, you know, the hollowness and stuff, but something about this plastic feels like really solid. Like, it's not very often anymore that I get a figure in my hands and I feel like if a kid threw this at the wall, it wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't be worried about it, but he feels really solid. The plastic feels really sturdy on this guy for some reason. So, I don't know. I could be wrong, maybe I'm just imagining it, but for some reason this plastic feels like extra sturdy compared to some of the recent figures that I've gotten. But I think that's about enough gushing over that. Do want to go over the articulation. His head is on a slight ball joint. It's got limited movement due to the shape, but he does have 360 at the shoulder. He does have up and down at the shoulder, and as you can see, he does have a sort of butterfly joint. It does go a little bit forward, but mostly goes back for that transformation. It's sort of notched, as you can sort of see with the shape of it. But yeah, he does have bicep swivel. He does have 90-degree elbow. He does have inward wrist for transformation, and you can actually see his little headlights here. You can blind Megatron with a, you know, punch of light or something. I don't know. He does have waist movement, though it does collide with the wheels. Now, if you fold the wheels down, you can get a full 360 because he needs that for transformation. But just be aware that normally this kind of gets in the way. The legs can go all the way out to the sides, pretty far. And I don't know how much it'll bother some people. It doesn't really bother me too much, but I can't deny that I have noticed it, is the way his like crotch has sort of got that, like, he's got a thigh gap. It seems a little weird, but it's mostly for clearance reasons, so I don't want to, rag on it. But yeah, you can kick that far forward until the leg, collides, and you can do the same back, and again, the fanny pack is what stops it. He does have a knee joint. His swivel is at the knee, not the thigh, so I know some people aren't going to be too thrilled about that. All his joints are really solid, though. They are really nice and snug, not overly stiff. The only thing that really pops off on me is that wheel. So, and then yeah, you get your ankle tilt, and theoretically you could get some down on the toes here due to the transformation joints, but it looks more awkward if you ask me. But yeah, I think that's it for the articulation. So, we should do a couple of quick size comparisons. First of all, we definitely have to compare him with the other Deluxe Prime we've gotten recently. The, the G1 style Deluxe Prime. And you can see he's definitely taller, but he's also skinnier. And, that makes sense with, they were going for two very different designs with these. And, I really do like this one better, just overall. I've really just fallen in love with this little guy. I honestly double dipped. You can theoretically give him the weapons if you want. They are, you'll have to shave down the post on the gun, because that paint on it just kind of makes it not fit, but I have heard people have shaved it down and made it work. But you can also take the axe if you just want a clear energon axe. It'll sit a little high because it catches on the arm, but you can give him the axe and that'll fit in his hand just fine. But yeah, if you want to have him with the clear energon axe, you can steal it from this guy. So there are those two. Here he is next to 86 Bumblebee. Just, yep. So there's that. And didn't bring a Megatron over, but and here he is with the Earthrise Prime mold. So that should give you an idea of how he stacks up. But alright, we'll go ahead and move into transformation. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to come here to the back and we're going to lift his head. And personally, I like to turn his head around. You don't have to, but I do just because it makes it stand out a little bit less. But it'll catch about here, and then you'll just keep pushing because then it'll ratchet this piece down. Then we're going to just get his arms out of the way. We're going to fold these wheels down and rotate that waist 180. You can go ahead and tab these wheels in and then lift these legs up like so. Then we're going to take these two side pieces of his torso, just fold them back on these hinges. We're actually going to bring his legs down a little bit again. And you can see here there is a teeny tiny notch right there. And when you fold it in, this little peg on his thigh is going to slot in to that little notch to hold that in place there. Actually, I'm going to not do that just yet. We'll finish up the legs first. Then you're going to come over here and fold out this on both sides, and that's going to form his trailer hitch. And you can bring this up, tab that back in, fold the feet inward like so, and then tab the legs together, give it a squeeze, make sure everything's connected, and then you can take these gas tanks and fold them up, and there's a little slot and a little tab to lock these into place. And when you do that, it'll also untab from this chunk, which you can now rotate to reveal the wheels. And then we want to lift this part, his grill, forward, and it looks like it tabs onto this little bit here. It does not. Don't do that. We're gonna come here and do the usual prime armature thing. You're gonna fold his hands in, rotate his shoulders back. There's a slight tab right here that's gonna go into the slot, the base of his neck. Just push those in. Yep, there goes that wheel untabbing on me. Yep. And just sort of bring this in, and you're going to squish the hands behind the grill, and you're going to sort of want to tilt like this whole like white part, because this little teeny tiny tab here, right here, under his hand is actually going to go into this teeny tiny slot here above the wheel. And that's how it connects to the bumper, like so. And just finish squeezing this in place. And there you have him in his truck mode. And again, the top of the cab looks pretty solid, but like the rest of it's the thing that bugs me the most probably is this weird like molded detail on the gas tanks now. Like, I feel like that actually detracts from it. I wish they had kept it just like that same smooth design from the inside, because this just looks weird. And obviously the feet are kind of an eyesore. I mean, we kind of expect that a lot nowadays with Prime, but I feel like they could have maybe folded these a little better. And you know, I kind of feel like if they had made it so the feet could rotate 180 and then fold towards him, I feel like that would have looked better. Or maybe just make them like fold this way. I don't know. But yeah, and then you know there's kind of gaps here and here, and it's obviously a bit budgeted. Like there's no denying that. But you know there's still good paint from the front. It still looks good from the front. Although it does feel kind of dinky now. He feels really good in robot mode, but the trunk feels kind of jank. I mean, I said that in his initial reveal, the truck mode feels a little jank, and it does. In hand, it still feels that way. Again, it does feel very solid, and you know, from the front, it does have a nice look to it. It does fill that silhouette pretty well for the most part. But yeah, the truck is definitely the weaker side of things here. And as I pointed out, you can plug this in right here, like so. Just have a swooshing axe there on his back. So there's that. And I forgot to grab the trailer, but fortunately it's actually really close by. Keep them in a bin over here. Let's see, it should be this one, I believe. Gotta take the axe off. But you can give him the Earthrise trailer, I believe. Is it not reach? Oh, this might be the one for the Volvo truck. Hold on, let me try a different one. Here, we'll do the, yeah, that was the Volvo one. Here's the Target one. And he can pull that, and it does fit pretty well for the size. And you can also give him the 86 Optimus trailer. And that one's just a bit too big if you want your truck scaling proper. But he can haul it because, yeah, it's just a big peg hole. I don't have MP44s, but I think that one works on a peg too, so you probably can drag that one too. I don't know if it will work with a G1. Let's see. Nah, they're pretty much the same size. But you have some options as far as your trailering goes, should you desire it. And while I'm perfectly fine with them not coming with their own trailer, I do think it's cool when they let it tow other trailers as well. Just make sure that things all add up to get that proper Optimus experience. But yeah, and we'll do a couple more size comparisons here. Let's see. Areas with B127. Areas with Age of Extinction crosshairs. And here he is with a different video game character, War for Cybertron Starscream. So, just an idea of how he scales up with various deluxes. But yeah, there's not too much else to say. Yeah, like I'm really torn on this one because there's a lot I like and there's a lot I don't like. I honestly, even though I'm a huge Optimus Prime fan, and I do really like having some options as far as deluxe primes. Apparently he's a hammer now. I don't think I can give this guy more than a 6. Like, if I'm being brutally honest, I don't think I can give this guy higher than a 6. He's got a lot of flaws. He's a great budget prime, and I think his robot mode stands out decently well, but the truck mode is just kind of bleh. And there are a lot of little corner cuts that, you know, really show. Like, he's got a lot of hollow parts. I don't like how they molded this. That's more of a personal thing, but I do think that it doesn't flow well. There's just a lot that could be better. So, yeah. I don't think it's so bad that you should just, you know, completely skip over it if you like Prime or if you're looking for a budget Prime. And again, his plastic feels abnormally solid. Like, you know, when I compare him... Oh, I should compare... I totally forgot I had this guy sitting here. You know, this guy feels solid, but this guy feels extra solid. I don't know how else to put it. Like, for some reason, he just feels extra sturdy. But yeah, you know, I really adore this Prime, and I think this one has a good robot mode, but, you know, he's definitely not taking the spot of Desk Prime away from this guy. He's okay. That it's a budget Optimus. I really hope they do another, like, Devastation style paint job on another Prime. You know, I know there's like a sticker set you can get for the Commander Prime. I bought the window stickers, but not like the full set. Just because, like, I really prefer this over clear plastic, even the plastic inserts. I think this looks better than that. But, yeah, like, I want a fanboy, but, like, this is just okay. It's just okay. So... It kind of hurts to say it because all I want to do is fanboy about Optimus Prime, but they're making it a little hard on this one. But yeah, I think if you wanted to get like a budget Prime for your kid, this is a great option. It is going to be the next A-list along with Studio Series Bumblebee. Haven't gotten my hands on the Bumblebee yet, but you'll be able to find this guy for a good while. And I think if you're looking to get your kids introduced to Transformers, like decent Transformers, not that kiddie crap that keeps sitting on the shelves even at Ross, this is probably a good way to go. I think, you know, it's at least, you know, complex enough that a kid's not going to get bored after 30 seconds. It's, you know, not a flip changer. I think it's a good budget Prime. So that's the positives I can give it. Is it looks nice in robot mode, it's got sturdy plastic and a decent paint job, and it's probably good to give to your kids. So that's about all I have to say for this review. I do hope this was helpful for anyone who might be on the fence about this figure. It's not the worst, but I can't lie and say it's the best because it really is just okay at best. So that's all for this review. I hope you all enjoyed, and this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.